Alright, this is Christopher Foster once again, and this is a request assignment from Amy. And the name of this video is the cheesiest Goosebumps episode featuring Dominic Noble. Alright, let's check it out. Yay. So we got Pudhinguproses again.
Today I have a guest joining me to lovingly snark on one of the most well-known stories. He's a book reviewer, an adaptation reviewer, and he's British, meaning his commentary will sound extra sarcastic. Everyone please welcome Dominic Noble from his titular channel, Dominic Noble. Hello, Dominic Noble.
Oh, very cool.
Pudhinguproses.
Say cheese and die.
I beg your pardon?
That's what we're covering. Say cheese and die.
That's Goosebumps.
Right, yeah. Goosebumps episode.
Goosebump drugs.
I'm so glad you're here. I wouldn't want to do this.
Ryan Gosling. I remember this episode. I liked it.
I'm eager to discuss this episode since I had gotten so many requests to review it. Did you know I have other Goosebumps videos on this channel?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
I talk more about R.L. Stine and his work in some of those other videos, so I won't be reiterating that information here. But when you get a chance, do browse my catalog. But don't stop watching this one. Wait until after. Thank you. As we begin the episode, we are greeted by three characters. Greg, played by baby Ryan Gosling, and Sherry and Bird, his two friends. They seem to be spying on a dilapidated warehouse.
This is his first
see a suspicious
TV star
loitering around. The kids in town call him Spidey because he apparently looks like a spider, but I'm not getting that as much as I'm getting the lost Ramon brother.
He don't look like no fucking spider.
I heard it was bats.
I heard it was gnats.
I heard it was hats.
I heard it was mats.
Good God, he ate Matt?
Yeah, I heard that too.
After Spidey sprints away like a weirdo, the kids sneak inside the building, and because everything exciting always happens in the basement, that's where they end up. While poking around, they discover this high-tech thingamabob.
I think this thing's a camera.
What? You looked at this thing and your first thought was camera. It looks like the Rocketeer's head. Bird instructs Greg to take his picture and post it.
Doesn't look like any camera I've seen.
Say cheese. Cheddar.
Oh, Jesus. After the picture is taken, Bird falls over the railing. He's fine, but after that they decide to split. And they run into Spider, but before
he just dropped over. He didn't even fall.
That's so silly.
Greg realizes he accidentally took the car with him, but no one really wants to go back and return it. They look at the picture of Bird, who is not juggling, but falling off the stairs, despite Greg insisting that he took it before it happened. Bird is like, what? It's a great action shot, and thinks nothing of it. Greg returns home with a camera, even though the quality of this photo is something to be desired.
Hey, Troll. Don't call me that.
Okay, Mr. Troll.
This is Greg's older brother Terry, though it could also be Eddie Vedder.
Or Buzz from Home Alone.
Who?
Oh yeah, there's another person here. Sorry. He pops out of the house to admire Dad's new car, truly an unfortunate product of the mid-90s. Terry spots the camera and immediately asks Greg to take his picture, despite Greg's hesitation. Terry poses by the car and Greg snaps a pic. Terry insists on seeing it, but Greg looks horrified and claims it's not processed yet.
Monsieur Troll, last call for dinner.
Thank you for respecting my title. Before dinner, we get a sneak peek at the photo, which shows the new car
crash.
The new car is the talk of the dinner table. Dad is actually so excited about his new wheels that he wants to take it for a drive before they even finish eating. Greg tries to convince his dad to take the car back because it's too polished?
It's too shiny. It hurts my eyes.
Well, he tried.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he really didn't. They leave their meal behind and go for a spin. Always wanted a car with a little muscle, because my husband sure doesn't have any.
Terry and his mum encourage Dad to drive a little faster.
But watch the speed limit.
What speed limit?
He doesn't give a damn.
Not the most appropriate time, Greg decides to show his folks the picture of the beat-up car. However...
Careful out the window.
A semi-truck starts driving right for them, and Dad slams on the brakes, making the car spin out. They're okay, but Greg is shook.
Is he, though?
Honestly, I can't tell. Gosling's performance is subpar at best. Brace
He's
yourselves,
not good.
Because we have come upon the spookiest part of the episode, a slow-motion dream sequence. Americana. Dad's grilling, Mom is wearing her autumn sweater, and Terry is dual-wielding some corn cobs. It's picturesque, so much so that Greg takes a picture. But, oh no, something's wrong.
They're skeletons.
Clip art.
Yep. He needs to get a haircut. He looks like Dolly
How many
Flash.
sound effects you use, Roses?
Shh, I'm making it better. You know, the camera kind of looks like a vagina.
Excuse me?
What?
You're going
It does
to
not.
show your work here because I'm not seeing it.
Anyway, Greg tries to convince Bird that
Keep
there
your-
is something
keep
wrong
your mind
with
out of the
camera,
gutter.
but Bird doesn't buy it, despite the fact that the camera doesn't take film or batteries and looks like it belongs in H.R. Giger's house. The town bullies approach them, fascinated by this glorified toaster.
Come on, Joyland, give it back. It's not mine.
That's because it's mine.
Good one. All right, problem solved. Let's just let these two assholes have the camera.
Alas, that would be far too convenient. Instead, Greg yoinks the thing back and makes a run for it. They end up at Sherry's house, who is also desperate to have her photo taken. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Maybe we are a bit spoiled in this day and age because with smartphones we can take a selfie whenever we want, but I'm old enough to remember when they weren't around and photos were never this exciting an event, and yet all of these characters are just dying to have their picture taken with this magical Doom camera.
Come on, how's this?
I also can't tell if Sherry's actress is dubbed badly or just not good, but there's definitely something weird about her performance.
I'm glad you brought the camera, cause now you can take my picture.
Greg snaps the photo.
What?
And
Maybe there's
Sherry is
something wrong with her,
disappointed that
man.
She's not in it. She claims he missed her, but the tree behind her is still in the composition.
And another peculiar thing is that the photo doesn't have that white frame that instant film needs for processing. That's probably just an oversight by the creators of the episode, because the book cover actually shows something that looks like a Polaroid photo, but I'm a nerd and I noticed
The
this.
cover's
Terry
creepy,
insists on
but
taking another photo, but before that can happen, Terry pops in out of nowhere and tells Greg there's been an accident.
It's Dad.
What do you mean an accident?
A terrible cloning accident. We have two dads now. Cut to Goofy Dad all banged up after the car crash. His spirits seem to be pretty high at least. Later that evening there's a knock on the door. We're greeted by Detective Hardboiled and Drama Sunglasses, which is a new show I'm working on. She's a force to be reckoned with.
This is a picture of a tree.
He wears aviators.
Telling us the truth.
Together, they are Detective Hardboiled.
the acting
and
is
Drama
better as a
Sunglasses.
kid, but the acting is
David
kind of
warns
bad
Greg
in
that
this
Sherry has
episode
been
nowadays.
missing, making Sherry's photo come to fruition.
You watch it
And
again.
despite Greg bumbling this up, they don't bother him further after a few questions. Meanwhile, Spidey is lurking.
Help me! I can't see in these stupid glasses.
Some time passes and things
Take
start
them
to get
off.
serious. Ugh. No, I'll never be a clown.
Hang on a tick.
Yes?
So, when you take a picture with this camera, it's going to make something happen, right? Is it definitely always bad?
What do you mean?
So, what if you were to take my picture and said picture just happened to show me in a rather salacious predicament with a sword-wielding maiden?
Dude,
What?
this episode is called Say Cheese and Die, not Have Sex and Cry.
Hey, I don't cry after sex.
I
So
don't
Bird is
either.
finally somewhat convinced that there is something wrong with the camera, but refuses to go back to the building with Greg to return it. What a pal. On his way there, Greg just runs into Sherry. She's just there, and she's acting weird. Why is she smiling like that?
She informs Greg that she
Like I said, maybe
relocated
there's
her
something
back
wrong
up
with
a few
her,
hours
with the
earlier,
actress or
and
something.
Greg realizes that coincides with him tearing up the photo and concludes that must be what brought her back. That seems like an easy solution. They try to quietly return the camera, but Spidey sneaks up on them and starts babbling.
Primitive tribes fear the camera. They believe that if it takes their picture, it will steal their soul.
Did we just get weirdo-splained? He tells them that he is the camera's inventor, and while he was experimenting, he figured out
looks
that
like
it
a-
was evil. It doesn't
Get a
just predict the
haircut.
future like he had wanted, it actually makes the tragic things happen.
The people
and
in
lets the
Goosebumps
viewers
need to get a
see what
fucking
they were about to
haircut.
endure
The
beforehand.
boys.
Spidey tells the kids that they know too much, and he cannot allow them to leave. It's unclear as to whether he was just going to hold them hostage or full-on murder them, but before he can do anything, Sherry grabs the camera and takes his picture.
Instead of spitting out a creepy photo, he instead gets trapped in the camera. This camera certainly seems inconsistent when it comes to powers. I'd also love to know how Spidey even went about inventing it. How did he make this thing? And how did he manage to make it badly? Seems like everything is fine until the two bullies
does
from
not look
earlier
any camera I've
follow
seen.
Sherry and Greg, sneak in and snatch the camera for themselves. They take a photo and start giggling at the result, while Spidey looms over them, looking extremely unthreatening.
He's gonna kill them.
Right,
They're dead.
final thoughts.
Well, that was a load of nothing.
I like the concept of the camera, but this episode was so fast-paced that I didn't even have time to think about it. The villain is on the weaker side. He's just so goofy.
It wasn't
And I know
scary.
there's a certain amount of camp that goes into the Goosebumps television
It
series.
was not scary
but for
at all.
someone who is described as looking like a spider, lurking around in the shadows with long, spindly legs. He's pretty inoffensive. I don't think he looks anything like a spider. He looks more like Brent Spiner's character from Independence Day.
Or the guy from Scary Movie 2.
Elements to the show was to diffuse some of these scarier moments for their younger viewers. This book actually boasts some frightening visuals and a more serious tone, but there is a difference between a kid reading about a scary event and seeing it play out on screen.
The acting is one of the most egregious things in this episode. Ryan Gosling,
It's
bless
my
him,
back.
is clearly trying his best, but falling short of a believable performance. The character of Greg is supposed to be anxious, continually questioning his sanity and wondering who he can confide in about the camera. He does express some concern, especially after him and his family nearly get hit by a semi, but other than that, he's pretty milquetoast. I think we all know by now who I thought was particularly bad. I don't want to be too critical because these actors are kids, and I can't imagine these shows' audience is going to be that invested in the caliber of their performances, but in this case, Sherry's actress was just throwing us both off. I couldn't even tell if she was supposed to be herself after coming back or not. Her tone.
Dude, maybe there's something wrong with the actress or something.
Inducted her into some evil cult.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Well, I guess so.
Still, I believe this would have been better if they fleshed out the characters more and used more of the source material. Something interesting about this story in general is that it was inspired by a Twilight Zone episode called A Most Unusual Camera. R.L. Stine was a big Rod Serling fan, and many of his books were inspired by him. There's some
that's cool, I
similarities
guess.
between Stine's story and A Most Unusual Camera, but I would say the intentions of the people who find the camera are way different. Stine took the premise and made it his own, but I still recommend watching the Twilight Zone episode to see how it influenced him. That about does it for this video, but we're not just going to be talking about the TV episode in this crossover, are we, Dom?
No, we most certainly are not.
And why is that?
Because this isn't just a crossover, it's a double crossover!
Ooh, tell
What?
us more.
I just so happen to be the proprietor of a web show in which I compare film and television shows to their books. And
That's cool.
Say Cheese and Die just so happens to be a perfect candidate. Shall we adjourn to my channel and continue this discussion there?
You talk funny.
Hey now.
If there is an episode of Goosebumps you are just
That's
dying to see us compare to the book, then please leave a comment.
And until then, stay spooky.
See y'all later. Yeah, I don't. This episode kind of aged horribly. Maybe something wrong with the actress playing the girl. I don't know. Definitely not. I mean, Ryan Gosling. It's his first movie, but the thing is, he didn't make that much of an impression. But he did grow up to be a pretty good actor, though. I'll say that. I did like the pictures he took and the fact that they came true, but definitely one of the weakest episodes of Goosebumps I've watched. I always found it that, I used to find it good, but now looking back at it, it's not that good. It's not that scary. There's no monsters or anything crazy going on. It's just boring to me. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Take care. See you guys in the next one. Peace.